to start, I would love for you to talk about your cookie business and what the current status is on that. Because I haven't been on Instagram lately, so I don't really know what the current progress is.
Yeah, I mean, still working through the licensing process. I thought I had a good lead on like a commercial kitchen that we could use. So the way the process works is pretty convoluted. Essentially, you need insurance. Um, I needed to pass like some kind of like certification exam. Then you approach a kitchen, you get a letter of intent from them, you add them as an insured, then you go to the Department of Agriculture, and then once you get approval from there, basically you're good to go. So this person that I've been trying to get in contact with has been a little difficult to get a hold of. It seemed pretty promising, and she seemed like pretty professional to start, but I'm starting to look at some other options because it's been like a couple weeks at this point, which has been frustrating.
This is a kitchen.
Yeah, it's a commercial kitchen. So for an effort for me to sell the product, since I'm still working on the other business in Minneapolis and I'm not a resident there, I have to use a commercial kitchen. I can't like make them out of a house kitchen under cottage law and
Cottage
sell them.
law.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it's just basically if you're a small scale like baker or home food producer and you're generating under like $70,000 of revenue, you can just make it out of your house. You just have to pass some exam and then you can just start selling it.
And you don't qualify for that because you're not a resident.
Exactly. Yeah. That I mean, for most people, that's like the straightest line path to getting the ball rolling. But unfortunately, I'm not in that boat, so it kind of sucks.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I keep seeing your event things like where you're telling people that you're going to be at the park at like 3, going
Yeah.
pretty popping off kind of. Tell me about those.
Yeah. So I think I'm starting to get a lot more traction. Um, yeah, people just see me on TikTok or they see me on Instagram, and like I've gotten recognized a couple times in Austin. I was in Austin for like 2 days, and I had like two different people tell me like, "Oh, I seen your videos."
No way.
Um, yeah, as I was giving out the cookies, they're like, "Oh, you're that guy."
Are you
Minneapolis
giving
is,
them out in Austin too?
yeah, I gave them some out at Austin. I did some videos at the UT Austin tailgate, and then I think like a bunch of students saw them, so I was giving them out at UT right before I left. I'm like, "Oh, you're the guy from the videos," or I was giving them out at the Domain, which is like a shopping mall. Have you seen that
Hmm.
Rizbot? This is a non sequitur, but Rizbot
Yeah, is
on
that in
Instagram.
Austin?
Yeah, it's in Austin. I was giving out cookies like around that area in that shopping mall that it's kind of always at. And someone else was like, "Oh, like I've seen your video. I recognize you." I was like, "Oh man, that's crazy."
Were you hoping to come across it?
I think that would be a crazy video. That would go pretty crazy. I mean, like right now, I have a pretty good idea of like this is gonna do really well. This isn't gonna do really well in
Yeah.
terms of like reels. So I think that would go pretty crazy.
Yeah, what's the real sauce?
Um, So, I think I started off pretty strong. There is the one video, I don't know if you've seen it, where there's a guy with low blood sugar, and I gave him like a cookie.
No, like he was having
Um,
like a event or just like
yeah, he was like pretty shaky. People were trying to claim that I like staged the video, which was like insane. It was one of the first times where I was like giving out cookies, and I posted it on trial reels, and I got like 10,000 followers off of one video.
no way.
That yeah, that video converted like crazy. So there was that, and I was cruising. There's a version of my trial reels that has almost like a million views of that video. So I don't know. I was kind of like riding off of that. I stopped doing like reaction videos because I didn't really have like a permanent space to make cookies out of. And then I kind of
Hmm.
realized the baseline of my videos just kind of flatlined. So I was like really stressed out. I was like, man, I'm falling off. I don't know what to do. Started doing the Meta Glasses videos again. That kind of boosted up the baseline. And then now I'm kind of like in that same spot where like I hit 25,000 followers, I think the other day, but I'm also
Dude,
feeling
that's
like
so
I just
quick.
fell off. Yeah, I know. It is really quick. It's been like less than 90 days, but also like, I don't know. The goalpost keeps moving. It's never like enough in my head,
Of course, that's
which,
crazy. You're actually turning into a micro influencer off of this.
yeah, no, it's actually insane. I think like the catalyst to that growth was through trial reels on Instagram,
Hmm.
um, where your videos get shared to non-followers. But I was posting so many trial reels that I think they took me out of the program. Because like if you think
So
about it, you're putting in like a lottery ticket. So like you can just keep
yeah,
putting the same video up. Like I know what a good video looks like. Sorry, I'll get back to your question. I've been
no,
kind
no,
of on a been rambling.
no, I'm fine with
But
that. Keep going.
yeah, there's some videos where it's like I'll post it on my main page, it'll get 10,000 views. I'll post it on trial reels, it'll get 100K views. And I know it's like a good video. It's just I think people are
Oh,
so tired of seeing my videos on their feed that they just like skip past it. And then that 3 second swipe rate is like too low. But in trial reels, it does great.
wow. So would you post them when you still had trial reels? Would you only post them to trial reels?
No, I'll post them both. So like post on trial reels,
Uh,
post on the feed. If I if I thought the video was good, I would just post it on trial reels again, and then like
yeah.
eventually would hit. So like there's the same version of video that has like 10,000 views, 100,000 views, 70,000 views. So it's just kind of a matter of timing, I think.
And would you ever try different hooks of the same video content with trial reels?
Mostly for the meta videos where I would do that, or you change the song.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a funny method. I'm convinced that it works, but using the song "Runaway" by Kanye West like boosts the video like crazy. It's pretty funny. Um, so those versions seem to do better for whatever reason.
That's crazy. 25,000 followers. I didn't realize it was that high. I have not been on Instagram. It
Oh
was
no,
definitely
it's all
not
good.
that when I checked it last. That's pretty crazy. How do you
Yeah.
like see that converting to dollars? Because I'm assuming that's your intention behind it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is, well, I guess I'll give you like a long-winded answer, but what I noticed, at least in like cookies or like the baking space as it relates to Instagram, is a lot of it is like very product based. So they just have like ASMR videos, and this is like no slight to them, or they just have like videos of trending audio of like the product, and I think that that's cool, but like personally, I believe that only grandfathered creators who have been doing it for a while can like continue to do that and succeed. But I think new creators just can't do that. It's just not enough. So I guess in my case, I think I'm lucky because I haven't sold a single cookie yet. I've like spent a bunch of money on making the fucking cookies, but I have demand, I think, which is really great. And I have people reaching out like every single day, asking where they can buy them. So I
No,
think
you
my
do
plan
not.
from
Are
there,
you
yeah,
serious?
I mean, I've had
Every
like
day?
influencers reach out to me. Yeah, I've had influencers try to reach out to me to like do collabs. I'm not really interested in that right now. So
That's
yeah, I
dude.
think
Remember me when you're famous. Goddamn.
no, absolutely, Zach. But I think the first like sale I'll do is there's like a I wanted to do a pop-up with my friend's store in Minneapolis, like a sneaker store. I've known the guy for like 8 years. We did a ton of business during COVID. I think it kind of matches the brand. They've got good branding. But yeah, I think I'll just do like in person, trying to stir up kind of like a local buzz,
Yeah,
and then like posting on Reels, posting on trial Reels just expands the reach across the U.S. And then we'll just
dude.
do like e-com or
A
something.
sneaker store pop up is like such a good crossover for you.
Yeah,
And I feel like, like those sneaker stores, I mean, obviously a lot of those stores have gone out of business over the last couple of years, but the ones that have still stuck around have been able to figure out some different angle, whether it's like, selling jewelry or like selling actual, like how Hype is selling like actual brands out as like a storefront, essentially, like they're
yeah.
acting instead of a resale store. And I think that's another great way for them to expand their reach is having pop-up shops. Do people do pop-up shops? I don't think I've ever seen that before at a sneaker store.
Yeah, I haven't really seen it either, and I'd be pretty apprehensive to do it at like any sneaker store per se, because I think that like depending on how the store is kind of set up, it can look like a little tacky, respectfully. But I mean, this
Yeah.
guy's has existed before COVID, so like he's clearly like a business person. And yeah, I mean, I think the it would just line up really well. He was the first person I actually approached about doing it. He's like, yeah, sure. This was like maybe 14 days in, so we'll see. I think it'll be good.
Okay. Awesome. So you
Yeah.
just have to wait until like the red tape is cleared before you can do that.
Yeah, actually. And then I think we'll just hit the ground running. But yeah, that's
You think that's like in the next 30 days, or is that like next like few months?
I thought it was going to be in like 2 weeks, but that person was just kind of like leading on, which is frustrating. But hopefully it gets resolved and it gets done in like 2 weeks. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. And then what was the one guy that I saw with like the sandwich, the like natural sandwich shop?
Oh yeah, that was just some. He's a local business owner, and he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, let's put your cookies in my shop." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, I'll just talk to him, see what's good. Um, I had some accusations thrown around about me, about how I'm not a local and how I'm just like
You're
a
just a
business
grifter.
person. Yeah, I'm just like a grifter, which is insane. Like, if you knew what I did for small businesses in Minneapolis, I'm not even talking shit. Like, you would never say something like that. It's just like a matter of fact. And I just think I think my most important thing, and like the reason why I'm stuck in Minneapolis still, it's not stuck in a bad way, but like why I'm out there is because I think I was done dirty by other small business owners. And I think my way of kind of correcting that is by doing right by other small business owners and like giving them a platform or spotlight. So yeah.
Interesting. I didn't realize it ran that deep.
Yeah.
A little bit of a Avenger.
Yeah. I mean, part of that. But also, I think I was inspired by your videos too, just talking to other business owners. I think that's like a cool thing. That's an important thing. So,
Okay, interesting. Did not
yeah.
expect that one. Are you still on Whatnot? What's Whatnot status?
Yeah. So, I actually think Whatnot is really fun. It's like hilarious. I think it's just like a really fun platform to be on. I'm gonna keep streaming. I was streaming every day before,
Every day, really?
yeah, before I came out here. So, like back to school, I was really hammering like the kids shoe niche. That was really
Hmm.
good. I saw some other streamers try to like get in on that. There's this bigger streamer called Soul Supremacy. He's been doing it for years.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and he started a kid show. I was giving him shit for it, and then he was just like kind of trolling me. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna continue to do that. It's just I need to find some streamers. Ultimately, like I would like to go back to Texas and grow the brand there. I think it's just a lot easier
How
for
come?
cookies.
Oh, for cookies. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What, like,
I think
why Texas? Why would it be easier there?
it's just easier to film content. It's more densely populated. I think people are more open-minded. Um, uh, I think there's a lot of opportunity in the CPG space. A lot of CPG brands come out of Austin, especially. I'm
Really?
sure you've heard of Poppi. It's like a prebiotic, probiotic
Yeah,
soda,
didn't they
something like
just
that.
get acquired?
Yeah, for $1 billion. They're based in Austin. Yeah, like I made a boatload of money.
$1 billion earnout or
But
$1 billion like actual like cash? Like how much of that was because you know how they crank those up with the 1.9. Oh my god.
I don't even know.
Yeah, the
But
purchase
yeah,
of 1.6. Oh my god.
but I guess to answer
Wow.
your question earlier about distribution, I'm interested in doing like a little bit of farmers markets. But I want to be like careful with which ones that I do. I'm not just gonna do it at any farmers markets. I don't want to sound pretentious, but like also I would prefer to do it at like a nicer one, um, especially in Austin, just because there tends to be like buyers for brands like Whole Foods or like um, Central Market, which is like a Texas version of Whole Foods. I mean, Whole Foods is from Austin, so I guess
Hmm.
another version of Whole Foods, really. I think that can open a lot of opportunities to
Like the buyers will
getting
go
my,
shop at the farmers
yeah,
markets at the premium ones.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
that could
my
be on.
impression. That's what I've been
I mean,
told.
yeah, we got to find the HEB ones. That's
Yeah,
uh, that's the goal, the
not,
North Star, isn't it?
yeah, I will see. I mean, I connected with this guy who was in Minneapolis for his brand. They're like a little bit older, um, and they're getting onboarded by Target. And he was telling me like, hey, if you want to like actually get your stuff in HEB, like I could talk. I know buyers there who would like get you in there. So I don't know. I don't know how much my goal is to get into AGB so much as just having like some kind of goalpost for the videos to kind of talk
Yeah.
about. So we'll kind of see. Yeah.
What's interesting on that is I don't think I mentioned this to you before. My mom is basically like works for a local snack like health food company in in Maryland where I'm from, and that's her job for them is to like talk to the buyers and get it in these different places. So I obviously have been showing her your videos, and so she follows you. She's excited to see you get into a store because that's what she does all day for like the company. So it's interesting
Okay.
to see the parallel. But I'll have to. I bet she's got some when you're looking to contact the buyers. I bet she could give some insight from what she's done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, what was the other thing I was going to ask about? Oh, what's the deal with robo taxis? Have you taken one?
Oh, no, they got a bunch of them in Austin. Honestly, I filmed like a bunch of videos at the tailgate and we ordered an Uber and I was like praying it was gonna be a Waymo, but it was just like some dude in a Tesla. I was like, man, maybe next time. But I gotta try it out.
Do they wait? They have Waymo on Uber.
I think so. I think if you call, I could be mistaken, but I feel like if you call Uber, sometimes it's a Waymo, or maybe I'm wrong.
Have you done a
I think
Waymo
I'm wrong.
before?
No, I haven't. I want to try it though.
Okay, because I did a Waymo and I did one in LA like
Yeah.
twice, and it is so
Uh-huh.
fun. It is the most
Yeah.
like exhilarating thing ever. You're like, oh my god, there's just literally nobody in there, and they do pretty well too. Like they're kind of cruising.
I heard they do pretty good in like avoiding accidents as well, which is like really impressive.
Yeah,
So
no,
I don't know.
I was impressed. I mean, it was like you could yell anything you want in this car, and no one's like telling the guy you have a bomb, and like there's no one that's going to do anything. You're just
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. I think that's yeah, I want to try that out for sure.
yeah, yeah. What's been your you having any like things you're obsessing over the last couple of weeks? Any interests outside of cookies and shoes?
Uh just like honestly maintaining my health. I think a lot of my focus is going into creating like interesting content. I know like a lot of videos I've made are not like the best, which is really challenging. I think like making a good video every day just takes a lot out of me. But I think on the other side, just like doing push-ups every day, you're a part of that. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I know this is like very specific and kind of odd, but I think like um, for me, part of my routine is like getting the proper amount of fiber in my diet every day, just because I've had like gut issues in the past, and that's been like a really big thing for me in terms of being able to focus, not feeling like
Hmm.
shit, and just like taking care of my body. I don't know if that's an interest,
No, that
but
like yeah, that's like, are
just
you
like kind of little
tracking
things.
that stuff?
Yeah. So I try to get like 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day and then getting my steps up. So doing like 10,000 steps a day. That's been like a really big one. Um,
Are you really? That's pretty impressive.
yeah. So just like little things like that. I think doing one and then just kind of like stacking them. And then like one of the cards of that deck, as it were, became like streaming on whatnot every day. So like I just kept like adding those rungs of the ladder, as it were.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
consistency is quite impressive. How you're able to commit to things like that. I mean, I think it says a lot to like how you've gotten to where you are in your business career. So it's like impressive to see it firsthand.
Yeah. Thanks. I mean, same to you. That's why I think your talent's growing. So it's
It
not
is,
much
yeah.
to it.
We've been doing pretty well lately over the past couple months. It's exciting. I actually just onboarded an EA on Monday,
EA as in.
executive assistant.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I wasn't sure if you meant like EA Sports or something. I was like,
No,
what?
no, no, that would be cool too. But no,
That would
executive
be crazy.
assistant.
Okay, no, that's really exciting. That's really exciting. Is this for like a real estate business owner or
No, like for myself.
oh for yourself? Wow. That's exciting. That's really exciting. So
I
what
know.
is what is their like task as compared to like the other people?
Yeah. So essentially, the like most important thing that I'm bringing her on for is she's my focus protector, and what that means actually is she's managing my, well, the main thing is like my email, because like I get a lot of stuff that comes through in my email, and a lot of it is just distraction stuff, whether it be stuff that I need to read, newsletters and like casual emails, the stuff. But when an important email comes in from a client or something, I need to make sure that I'm immediately taking action on it and like responding or doing what needs to be done. And so she like fields that and like will let me know right away in Slack when I get an email, and then we'll take action from it like together. And so that's that. I mean, it's only been 1 week, so that's like the main thing she's focused on is basically like handling both the emails, like the client and the talent side of things, like get coordination, and then like little stuff that if I have to connect about this or like take this action on it. And then the other thing she's helping with for week one is my travel, because as you know, I do a lot of good bit of travel, and so I need someone to
Yeah,
help keep me organized and like know where to go next and not have to stress so much about where I'm going to be, what I'm going to
sure.
book, all that stuff. So it's been fun. It's been
Yeah.
a good experience so far. I'm pretty happy with it. And then next week she'll start on like learning the recruitment side of things and our talent portal, our back end softwares, all that good stuff.
Oh, that's really exciting. I think like the key is just responding quickly to things. I think some people just don't get that, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes. Sometimes I'm like that, but I would say most of the time I'm not. So
Yeah.
that's great.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's like a very important thing to me, but I just like have stuff that I need to do throughout the day, and me
Yeah.
responding to emails and like having the stuff come in is directly like taking my attention away off the things that are most important. So even if she's not like working all the time, if I have someone that is, when that stuff does come in, it doesn't pull me away from the task that I'm working on, like that's worth it to me.
No, absolutely. I mean more so for like people who don't really have like a whole lot of things going on that just kind of take forever
Yeah,
to respond. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
relevant in
it.
your
No,
case. Yeah. Yeah.
but that's what I've been on this week. I actually,
Yeah.
I've also been. I mean, not that you asked, but I figured I would ask the question to myself too. What have I been
No.
focused on? So,
No, I was about to ask the same. Yeah.
okay. The other thing I've been doing is I've been pretty like really interested in marketing lately and like
Mhm.
running ads. Like I did a whole Facebook ad campaign last month that did decently well. I'm working on like meeting with people to make it better. But one
Mhm.
of the things I did was run a low ticket offer of like less than $100. But this one specifically, I'm trying to like break into the real estate niche. And
Yeah.
so what I did was launch like a wait list for three different real estate products that could be valuable. So like I don't remember what the other three were, but like I ran like a wait list for it where like it's $97 and see which one performed best. And the one that performed best was like a custom website for your listing. And so
Mhm.
I accidentally charged people, and so I got like two or three like signups, and then I was like, all right, this is the one that I'm going to go with. And then I've been spending the last like week or two building it with Cursor, just using AI to make the actual product where it like
Yeah.
generates a like a listing, a custom listing like website for your $500,000 house to make it look like a $2 million house,
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
with the intention of like making something that's valuable to them, and then like it's a one-time thing, so like I don't have to maintain. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, that's a lot of, you got a lot going on, right? You got a lot of leads coming in.
Sure.
You should probably hire a VA.
Yeah, heat them up. That's good.
Heat him up, warm him up, get him into my
Yeah, warm them up.
ecosystem. So that's what
That's
I've been
amazing.
working on.
So this is all like through ads, right? Um,
Yeah.
so have you, I mean, I'm sure this is kind of like in your like path or in your vision, but like I think finding a bunch of local real estate groups on Facebook and then trying to connect with the admin somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but there's got to be some either scrappy way or clever way to go about it where you can become that go-to person for that group of like, oh, this
Mm.
person can help you onboard. I think that would be like a crazy opportunity, especially because it's kind of unlisted. Some of these groups are like private and it's just literally word of mouth, which creates like a pretty sick moat. So,
That is a great idea, and I actually never considered that. And something comes to mind. I am in an exclusive group for real estate agents specifically because
Sure.
in January I took a real estate course, just because it was like I found so many similarities between like what I'm doing and real estate. And so like I was able to borrow a lot of ideas, and so I am in those kind of Facebook groups now. So that is actually a wonderful idea to try and be like the go to guy for when they need to hire V. So that's I'm gonna definitely implement that this weekend.
Yeah, and I think another thing you could capitalize upon is I don't know if I want to say the name, but like there's a someone who offers a similar service as yours, but it's mostly catered towards Amazon sellers, and basically they
Mm,
sponsor podcasts. So if you can find small, medium-sized podcasts, you can start with those, and then maybe you can kind of crank it up as you onboard more people. But finding like real estate podcasters and seeing if like you can convert off of that, I think that could be an interesting
yeah,
opportunity. Yeah.
yeah. That is a
So
good one. I mean, I would even do
yeah,
it in the e-com space. Like I'm not really worried about.
right.
I'm not a competitor focused guy, so I'm not really worried about that. I was gonna ask you about that. What is your like now that you've been in a competitor like a more public market with it? What is your opinion on competition in your businesses? Do you like because I'll say for me personally, I completely avoid knowing anything about and like focusing on competition. I see it as like I don't want to just be above the next guy or like copy what the next guy is doing and then go above. I want to like pull insights from people in other areas and then bring that into the world that the industry has never seen before and learn that way instead of trying to worry about beating the next guy. How do you see it? Do you avoid competition? Do you like talking to your competitors? Do you think that competition doesn't exist?
I think it's a little tricky. I would say just because I think in the reselling space you're ultimately just kind of selling the same goods. So it's in many ways, if you're just selling through platforms, if there's no brand associated with it, it can just be a race to the bottom, which I think is unfortunate. I think with you, obviously, you can talk to the people. You have a personal brand. If you're personable, people
Yeah,
want
I
to buy
guess
from
that's where
you.
my mindset comes from. Is from reselling because you're so used to everyone being your direct competitor, like net zero.
Right. But I do think that there is value to talking to other people and sharing information. I also just think too, like as you are aware, you can tell someone something and they're just like not going to do it. So, I mean, you can put a video on how to vet a VA and then they'll just like still come to you and say like, hey, I want to use your services. You seem to know what you're doing, right? So I it's like it kind of depends on the context, but I also think too that's where platforms like Whatnot come in, where you can add your own value, and like people will pay more or less depending on who they trust, who they like more, who they think is more interesting, who they think is more funny, whatever it is,
Hmm.
right? So I think adding that personal branding aspect opens those doors rather than just being a StockX goat uh, monkey, where you're just like listing products, selling them,
Yeah,
turning them
a
over.
logistics monkey essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So. I don't know. My ultimate hope is that like this whole cookie thing kind of pans out. I think it'll take a couple years to like actually pay myself anything, and then I can
Hmm.
just kind of do that instead. But yeah, I mean, I think sneakers are getting pretty competitive. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people exiting, but I think the big players are getting a lot bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've definitely seen people falling off this year,
yeah,
especially those Keepa charts have been looking downward on the offers. People are quitting. People are exiting.
yeah. That's getting treacherous.
But dude, I mean, like our sales have been pretty good lately. I mean, markets that are at an all-time high. Like I feel like this is gonna be. I was telling my team the other day. I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be a pretty good Q4.
Pretty good Q4. Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm hoping. What else you got going on?
Uh, I'm in New York right now. At my brother's
Like
apartment.
New York City or New York State?
New York. I'm in the Bronx right now.
Oh my God.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice. My brother's like apartment's out here. I'm gonna be giving out cookies at Columbia today, so that'll be really cool.
Columbia's
Filming a
in New
bunch of
York.
footage. Yeah, Columbia University.
I didn't know that. What part of New York is it
I don't know. I'm directionally challenged. I couldn't tell you.
in? That's it. Wait, did you bring cookies with you, or did you cook them, or did you bake them there?
I made him at my brother's apartment, so we're just gonna give him out, get a bunch of footage. Depending on how that goes, I might make more today and then like try to go to like Soho or something, and because it's like Fashion Week, try to get like just random
It's
people
Fashion
off the side
Week.
of the street. I think so, yeah. So that could be kind of like a fun little avenue.
Damn, you're kind of the cookie guy. You're all across the country.
Yeah, I have people from like other states ask me to come there, like even other countries like Canada, Australia, stuff like that. But I think
Dude, what?
to your point earlier about like not thinking about competitors and what they're doing, I would agree with that. I think that was one of the biggest takeaways I had after you came out to Minneapolis. I think that that really resonated with me. I've thought about that quite a bit. Um, but there have certainly been people kind of like tearing me down, saying that I'm copying this other creator. Um, and all I have to say to that is I've been making this style cookie for 5 years. I made my, you can see when my Instagram account was created. It was created uh, earlier. I made my first video related to cookies like over a year ago. So I don't know what to tell them.
Yeah. What's your what's your strategy that you've developed? I'm sure it's not perfect yet, but like your internal strategy for dealing with those kind of comments, even if they're not direct hate, like the ones that are, you know, could be considered constructive but are also tearing you down. Like they appear constructive, but in reality they're just like not helpful.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear most of the time. I think some people who are like constructive and they actually want to help, they'll like offer some insights and say like, "Oh, like you're doing great." I've also just seen people trying to like tear me down, say that like my approach is bad, it's wrong. I've had people tell me I'm the problem in a video that like no wonder why people don't want to try cookies when like the person in the video quite literally like took it and ate it and liked it. So that was kind of insane. I would just say that like the majority of these people at this point, or there's a couple things I'll say. I don't respond to them. If I think it's like really funny and it's like a copy pasta, I'll just like copy and paste it and respond just because I think the other person needs to read how ridiculous the shit they're saying is. I'll just say that. Most of the time I just don't respond. The other thing is like the comments are just going to get worse as I reach more people. That's just going to be a fact. I know that like people are going to come after me. They're going to say even worse shit. Um, Yeah, so there's that. And then I think the last thing to remember too is that like I have so much to lose. I have followers now, and then the majority of these comments that are either critical or like pedantic. I've gotten a lot of like pedantic comments where like people are trying to correct the way in which I phrase things, which I think is you gotta have a pretty miserable existence. They're all coming from private pages or pages with no profile pictures. I had somebody say that Isaac's Cookies is a terrible name for a brand and it's elementary level marketing, and they have one follower, which is hilarious. So I don't know.
That's so you just are like sometimes for someone that's never experienced that, you just find it hard to believe that people like that actually exist in the world. And like, even at your scale, you're finding over and over again that yes, these people fully exist and will definitely share their opinion.
Yeah, but I think on the flip side, there's also so many amazing people who are like going out of their way to leave positive comments or like give actual constructive criticism or feed me ideas of like, hey, you should try this out
Yeah.
or be on the lookout for this and maybe you should try it like this. I just think the terrible thing is sometimes like I'll just read the negative comments and just think about those rather than like, you know, the 25,000 people who are following me who obviously, want to see me succeed in some capacity. So it's not. Uh, Sometimes, some days I would say it's easier to deal with. Some days I just want to like reply and say something back, but it's just like I know it's kind of like a zero sum game for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I forgot what I was going to say. Like, so you're prepared for the influx or the increase in comments about like negative comments that will come as you continue to grow the brand?
That's what I tell myself, but I'm gonna read it and I'm still feel some type of way. But I'm trying to like mentally prepare for it. I think the main thing is like not really responding to it, not thinking too much about it. Those are kind of the main things. Like there's this guy who owns that cookie company that's getting onboarded by Target.
Hmm.
And I did like some research on him, and there's like so many people just like talking shit about him online. I asked him like, hey, how do you reconcile with it? And I think for him, his thing was like just being secure about what you're doing and who you are, and that like people are just trying to kind of chip away at you and make you believe things that just aren't true, especially if you know they're not true. So
Yeah, that
yeah,
sounds pretty similar to what I've been doing with it, where it's like I'll let some comments get to me about how like exploiting labor and all this, and then I remind myself, I'm like, wait, oh, I've gotten so much good feedback from people of how I
yeah,
were able to let them put food on the table for their families and like provide for their house, and like the clients that are like, oh my god, she's the best person I've ever worked with, and like same thing. I have to remind myself of those instances when people that aren't familiar with the back end behind it just assume that it's all negative. It's all
I think the flip side is that like you're obviously converting, you have clients, so like you're clearly providing some type of value, you're succeeding and it's growing. So like objectively, I think you're providing something of value that people actually like. But again, I think it can be really tricky to like read people just say negative things and kind of dogpile on you. And it's like, well, shit, am I really doing the right thing? Or like, are they right? But
do
I
you
think if
think
you have
it's
enough conviction,
do you think it's just a repetition of like being exposed to that stuff over and over again to where your brain just becomes numb to it? Like, is that your intention or like your hope?
I think, yeah, that's my hope. It still gets to me sometimes. I think I'm human and like I'll read some of the stuff and it's just like, damn, I know this is not true, but like, why does this person have to say that?
Do you block them?
No, because at the end of the day, like more comments will push me further in the algorithm. Like I had this one guy who was just like trolling me in the comments. I'd never responded, but like he would comment on a bunch of my videos, and it was just like, first of all, he's taking the time out of his day to like write all this stuff. Like, whatever, I don't really care.
It's nice of him to think about. You got rent free. You're rent free in that guy's
Exactly.
head right there.
Yeah. So I mean, in the same way, I honestly thought it was hilarious that there was that threat on you, but it means that like
Oh yeah,
you're
the
reaching
Reddit thread. Yeah,
you're
yeah,
yeah, but I mean, it means you're reaching a wide audience, and I think that having that be the takeaway rather than thinking about how, people are coming after me, they don't like me, is like a really important distinction to make because ultimately you will reach a larger audience. You will have more people saying negative things, but on the flip side, you will have more clients who have lots of positive things to
yeah,
say that they'll refer to other people to. So like
yeah.
objectively,
Do you have you leaned into that in terms of trying to stir up controversy, or do you avoid that for the sake of your brand?
I avoid it for the sake of the brand. I think that that's a really bad look. I think it's really tricky now because like there are like ideas I have where I can make like funny troll rage bait videos, but like do I really want that to be affiliated with my brand? I'm probably not. I think some of it is really easy to make or like some of it can be pretty funny, but I have to be kind of careful. But with the copy pasta like angry comments, I think those are hilarious. And then like turning it into actual like physical items would be is like something I'm interested in doing.
Yeah. So you do the live stream on Whatnot. Have you integrated that into the cookie side at all?
I'm actually quite interested in doing that on Whatnot and on TikTok Shop, especially with
Yeah.
Whatnot. First time users get like a coupon if you sign up under a referral link. So I think an interesting way to get people the product is by telling them, click on my referral link, you'll get a discount, and then I'll run like this many of them, and then once it's done, I'm gonna turn it off. So that could be like a real cool way to kind of roll it out. Um, and then I know TikTok Shop is just like a really big platform, either whether it's through like UGC or just like standing in the kitchen doing like a live stream and telling people, it's on sale. This is my product.
QVC
Yeah, exactly.
in the kitchen too. That's that's true QVC right there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I met this guy who's based in Florida. He has a cookie brand too, but it's like more health oriented, and they do that. They just like stand in the kitchen, film it on TikTok. They sell a bunch of cookies that way. It's real cool.
Can you do cookies on whatnot?
Yeah, you can do food products and whatnot. I just think that obviously I would need to make sure everything is like to regulatory requirements, so like probably like a calorie label, proper packaging, stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you ever see that like one what was it? It was like a it was on TikTok shop. This was like maybe a year or two ago, but it was like the pink sauce.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually like watching a video on the flight here because I was trying to figure out like what happened to the pink sauce.
Yeah, you were. That's funny.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that lady was doing, but something was a little off. I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, did she get like what was the conclusion? Is she still selling it? Did she get caught doing something or like
I
what
mean,
was
it
the
made it to
dish?
Walmart,
No
but I think
way.
yeah, it was in Walmart, but they like clearanced it like a ton. I think like whoever produced it did a poor job, so like there was like a lot of spoilage or something, or it would like just become discolored and not taste good. I'm not sure,
That's crazy.
but yeah, I think food products can tend to be tricky on online
Chef
platforms in
Pete
general. Stuff P.
revealed in 2022.
There's this creator, I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Legit Tim. He used to make like sneaker videos. But he's like transitioned to TikTok shop now. That's all he does. He's based in Austin.
Mm.
But his mom apparently ran like a really big scale like food or chamoy dip business where like they would dip food in chamoy and sell it on TikTok shop, but they ended up getting shut down for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, so I think some of that stuff can be kind of tricky.
Whatever happened to that one guy that would do the sneaker reviews? The nerd guy where he'd be like, "This is the Yeezy Boost 700." Do you remember that?
You have to send me a video. I've probably seen it.
You definitely did it. I don't know I don't even know how to search that up. Nerd Yeezy. I don't know. When it comes to yeah, this guy, what was his name? Brad Hall. Brad Hall.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, what happened to Brad Hall? I forgot about that. Yeah, that was his like whole shtick.
Yeah,
Does he still make videos?
he has 500,000 followers on YouTube. Let's see. Nope, 2 years ago. Damn, fell off. Fell off. Sneakers are not cool anymore. It's not cool to be getting Jordans and Yeezys and mischief. Shit fell off.
Yeah, no, there's definitely been like a material decline in interest in content around sneakers for sure.
Yeah,
Damn.
who
I,
would have guessed?
yeah. No, I forgot about Brad Hall. Holy shit. Like you said, and this is like stuck with me. I feel like this is one like my biggest takeaways about this talking with you. It's just like looking outside, thinking about things you can take in and apply it to what you have going on. So like that candle thing, for example, I've never seen that before. But I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan. I've always like read early on. I don't remember like probably a book. I mean, there's just so many different ways of consuming content, but I don't remember where I got it from. But that like the best things were made from taking this over here and this
Yeah.
over here and putting them together, not just like iterating in a hole in a silo of like getting better and better. Like that doesn't create something that's like really impactful.
I agree. Unless you were a first mover, but I guess at that point you would have been that person
Yeah, that's how
combining
you
these other
became the first
aspects,
mover
right? Yeah.
was combining
So
two things, right?
precisely. So yeah. So yeah, we'll see what's good. I might do like drops for cookies or something through like Shopify. That could be kind of fun. But then also, oh, I think like the tricky part is what like the average sales price, let's say for a cookie is like $4 or $5. How many cookies do I need to sell to make to sell $1 million worth of cookies? So obviously, you're gonna have to try to wholesale them, get them into stores, make them available
Mm-hmm.
eventually. But I think I just want enough people to talk about how good they are or how much they like them or things they don't like about them so people can get like a feel.
Well, I mean, I guess like in a way, the cookie could be the introduction offer, and then like you have stuff that's higher margin, like a candle on the back. So like the cookie is the way. I mean, that's it. It also ties into how what I think we spoke about this about like brand about like the personal branding is like even if the cookie thing doesn't work out and it turns out to not be profitable, the asset is the audience that you've built around this thing. And so now you can monetize that in other ways, finding products that are, higher margin and that would really like people would enjoy now that they've built a custom and like familiar with the brand that you've built.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can do some info coaching on there too, maybe like a
Yeah, actually, what's funny is I had a couple of people reach out to me about that. They're like, you should launch a social media course. Like I would actually buy it. Oh, that's cool. I think like all these things happen so like organically. I think when I was so focused on just like trying to do something rather than kind of like reaping the side effects of my work, it becomes a lot more forced and just doesn't work
oh,
as
you're
well.
saying like the less like you try to be intentional about it, the better it's turned out for you.
At least as it relates to like, let's say if I were to sell info, right? Like I think when I was like trying to sell info and that was like my primary focus, just wasn't going so good. But I think like in building a following, like subconsciously to other people, they've seen that as well, and they think like, "Oh, this person is credible." I think this okay. This is what I need to say is that what I realized too, and I think we talked about this as well, is I think a lot of people would prefer to see someone start from zero because I think it's a lot more relatable than
Mm-hmm.
somebody being up here. And I think my whole thing was like I felt like I was up here with e-commerce, maybe not at the top, but like I've achieved a decent amount and I kept like I felt like I was yelling from the top of a mountain, like, hey, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. And, like people just don't care. Like they would rather see this person climb up the mountain, get up to here, and then like the other thing too is that people would rather this is like something my English teacher in high school would tell me, and I hated that guy. Like show, don't tell. But I mean he's right. Like
Yeah,
people would rather see you show the process than like me tell you in a retrospective of like, I've sold a million pairs of shoes. Like who really gives a shit? Like
dude, that's so interesting because I've like had that internal dilemma in my brain for the longest time where it's like, everyone that's an influencer didn't start doing it until they were actually making money. They didn't spend their time like trying to build an audience or trying to build content. But then, like, yeah, on the same frame, it's like, then you're just kind of like no one's there for the journey. You're just already at the destination. So it's a different, but like I've always been like, what if it, I mean, it's stupid, but like when I say it out loud, but like, what if I record the whole thing, the whole process, and it doesn't work? And like I want to, it's like I'm waiting until I get to the point where I'm confident enough that it'll work before I document it, which is like obviously a terrible way to go about it when you say it out loud. But like that's the dilemma I've had is like, well, I don't know if it's going to work. So what if I document it and it ends up failing? Then I'm going to look stupid.
no, I mean that's real. I don't disagree with anything you had to say. I mean the
Did you
reason
have
why I
that
start,
concern
yeah,
in the beginning?
absolutely. I mean like I already had it was I don't know it was like less than a month in. I had people telling me I'm not a real baker. Like what the hell is the qualifier for a real baker? But it's just like the whole point of me making the videos was just like I want to hold myself accountable. And I think the other thing too is personally I if I were you, I would have conviction in what I'm doing because I think that like you can just do it. But
Yeah.
I think that if you have enough conviction, and again, I have no experience in consumer packaged goods. What the hell do I know about it? But I personally believe that like if I document the whole thing, I'm gonna have glaring weaknesses and people are gonna point them out. People are gonna criticize, they're gonna give me constructive criticism, but also there's also like this kind of self-governing process where like people will almost guide you or like the journey becomes self-guided. And I believe in my product to the point where I think I could make it work. We'll see.
Hmm.
But
I see the power in that of like self guiding, but to me, the more I think about it, the value would more be in the fact that it's like how I love like the value that I've gotten strictly from hiring people. Like I hired some for talented like the first time for like a couple months back for like exclusively talented, and the even before she put in any work, the benefit I got was accountability. Now I had to really like make it work and try harder to get something going because I had someone that I had to pay her salary. And so I think the same thing could apply where it's like if you make content about it, now you got pressure to make it work. And so you might try harder or do the things that you wouldn't have done if you didn't have that audience watching.
No, I mean 100%. That's also like a gigantic reason why I just started because I was like, if I don't start now, I mean, I'm just gonna continue to do the things that I'm doing, which I have no issue with, but it's
Yeah.
just I wanted to do it, so why just not start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself exclusively on Reels for the future, or could you see a platform like shift?
Well, what I've observed is actually real TikTok doesn't really do well with its style of content that I'm making where you're building something. I was speaking to some other creators and they were kind of voicing the same thing, or like day X of something doesn't do as well. I think people tend to like more informal videos on TikTok at times where like, you just got like the talking head and you're just kind of like talking
Hmm.
about stuff you got going on, like it's a FaceTime. Um, YouTube Shorts actually has been doing really good for me. I actually
Really?
think I get more views on YouTube Shorts than on Instagram. Uh, at least my non-trial Instagram Reels. So the ones on my page, yeah, YouTube Shorts can do pretty good. But I think Instagram for right now, because I think linking stuff in bio or making the product available is a little easier than YouTube for sure. TikTok, I think, is like probably number one, and
Yeah.
that's something like that. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
shot.
does the views that you've gotten on Shorts equate to followers at the same rate that Instagram does? Because I feel like people are not following from Shorts. You're not following from a TikTok, but like Reels, I feel like is when someone would be more likely to quick click follow on like the page because it's more Instagram feels more like a follower platform than the rest of them.
Yeah, for sure. I would say the same. I also think that like the YouTube Shorts algorithm is really bad. Just my take. My Instagram Shorts like algo is so bad. I just don't watch Shorts at all. I have to keep pressing like the dots and say like do not recommend. But I guess they're recommending my videos to some people, so maybe my videos are slop too. But yeah, I think I have like 4,000 subscribers, so it's not like that much comparatively, but it's like converting.
That's
I think the
from
other thing,
just the Shorts,
yeah, just for the shorts. I think
dude. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's a lot. I've got like
oh,
300.
thanks.
I do a video a week, like in depth videos.
I honestly think something you might want to try is doing like impromptu videos where like you have some kind of realization moment or something interesting you have to share. And just do like a simple iPhone video with front-facing
Yeah,
camera and just like throw some like text speech on there. I think that could be really interesting.
interesting. That's kind of what I've been like practicing on my stories lately. Is like storytelling live. That's what I'm doing to try and get
Yeah.
my feet wet with the reels aspect of it. But I need to. It's just so hard. How do you balance not going on Instagram? Because every time I have the Instagram app to like post something, I always just end up scrolling on. I catch myself like I'm like, oh, I'm like just scrolling on Instagram right now. What am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens to me too. That's what it's like designed to do, right? But I also think because I'm creating more content, I'm like more focused on creating than like consuming the content sometimes. I don't know how to really like explain it. So like some days I'll just upload the video and then I'll just like close the app and that'll be kind of it. But I also think too, on the flip side, like you have to kind of watch stuff to see like what works or like understand why things work.
Okay, so you are like staying up to date on the current like what's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll watch some videos and I'll think like, oh, like this video did well because of this, or like I don't think I answered your question earlier about like the sauce of like what makes a good reel.
No, that's
That's
okay.
just dawned on me. But yeah, or like I'll watch a video and I'll think like, oh, I feel like if they rearranged this one clip and put it at the front, the video probably would have done a little better. Or if they put this shot in the first shot, I think this video could have like done a lot better.
I love that though. I love the way of like seeing content not as a consumer of like a producer and a like iterator on how to make it better. That's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah, I think that kind of helps a lot. I feel like when I'm really in my like bag of making good videos, like I'll think that way. But then like when I'm making kind of like not good videos, I'll just kind of like doom scroll, just watch like a bunch of bullshit.
Wow. You're so
Yeah.
consistent. I mean, I said it before, but like it's crazy how like last time, when I was out at the warehouse, like you're doing a pretty similar thing to what you are now, just like iterated over and over and over again. And like, are you still doing daily right now?
Yeah,
That is so
thankfully, but yeah.
crazy. You're Casey Neistat right now.
Yeah, no, that guy, like, that's what I was telling my brother because we used to watch Casey Neistat back in the day. But
Of
that guy was
course,
on
dude. Of
another level.
course.
That guy was on another. I don't think people understand like how ridiculous the shit he was doing was. Like running a company, raising a kid, having like a family, uploading a vlog every day. I think he said he spent like 2 to 4 hours a day making editing the vlog. To me, I guess it's like again, just stacking like habits and just like doing them every day. And now it's
Yeah.
just kind of like drinking water. So like I don't know, 4 or 5 p.m. rolls around, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make a video. So now I gotta go write a script. I gotta find something interesting to talk about,
Hmm.
film the video, have enough B-roll to like place over the video so it's like stimulating enough that people won't swipe off the video. Uh, Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like, hmm. In regards to your habits, is that something that you're intentional about, or does it just kind of happen from the things that you're doing? Like, do you try to make those a habit of yours?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard for me to start like new habits, or like do things consistently. But I think like when I commit to them, I can like really get in there. So I think like just focusing on like a couple things and just doing them all the time is probably better than like just kind of sporadically doing things that are good.
Yeah, definitely. How long
Yeah.
do you think you can go with the daily?
Um, I don't know, just until I feel like stopping. I'm just gonna keep making the videos. Like, yeah,
Like, could you hit a year, you think?
yeah, I would do it. I would do it for a year. I mean, there's this guy on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen him. His name is your TMJ Pen or something like that. My TMJ Pen.
I don't think I've seen
He
that.
followed me when I was making like shoe videos, but he's pretty big. Your TMJ Pen. He's been making videos for like over 2 years, every single day.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
and
hell,
like
with like the e-commerce business, you got less. There's less like busy work day to day, so you can kind of afford to do that and still have income.
yeah, for sure. But like yeah, this guy, his product is super niche, but I don't know, he had 100K followers maybe like a month ago, and then off of one video, he got 100K followers. But yeah, I mean, like he's been
Wow, what the
posting
a
videos
hundred k off? Wow, that's insane.
off of one video. Yeah, that's what he said. But pretty
And
crazy.
how do you enjoy? Because obviously, when you did the info product and like when you did like selling to stores and stuff, you were B two B. How do you enjoy the B two C game?
Uh, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like there's like I feel like the highs are highs, the lows are lows. I don't really like talking to a lot of people. There's like some people I like talking. I mean, I like talking to you, Zach. Obviously, that's why I'm on this
Thanks, bro.
call. But like,
Thanks, bro.
no, the one thing that drove me nuts is like with Whatnot. There's some of like the most amazing people, but there's also just like some people who are terrible to deal with, and they're just like kind of awful. They ask for so much. They complain about like the giveaway that they win. So I don't know. It's kind of like a mixed bag, I would say. There's like highlights. There's definitely lowlights. There are people who have been like really nice and gone out of their way to like write nice things on my Instagram, like which like I didn't even ask them to do. And then I get like the negative comments. So, but
Yeah,
I will say the people who left the negative comments never tried the cookies, except for one person. But that's it.
wasn't me. I would never have said a negative thing about the cookie. I thought the cookies were
No,
good, even though it was an early iteration. I know it's better
no,
now, but
thanks. Yeah, it's definitely better.
yeah, well, maybe when I'm back in the U.S., I'll get another batch.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Just let me know.
Won't be for a while, but
Yeah,
but
I mean, we'll have everything in packaging by that time, probably. I'm
yeah,
hoping. So,
you probably. But I
all
mean, I
right.
won't be back to like December, so
Fingers crossed. Fingers
you'll
crossed.
be in HEB by then.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
One thing before I let you go, I want to speak on is your virtual assistant team. Are they still cooking with you? How's that going? Well, oh,
I'm just
tell
going
me about
good.
the changes that you made in leadership since we spoke.
Um, just having like more meetings, check-ins. I think that that's been really helpful. Making sure kind of things are aligned. Yeah, I mean, there was one person who was just kind of underperforming, and I basically put them on like a PIP, and they just weren't really doing what I wanted them to do. And I got feedback from the other virtual assistants that like they were slacking, kind of dragging their feet, not doing the work correctly. So I just had to let them go. But yeah, I think it's been really cool to like see people step up, take leadership and like ownership for their work, and try to guide the other team or guide the rest of the team. Coach them, tell them how to do things, create guides.
Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
very fulfilling thing to experience, like seeing people step up, not just because they're getting paid to do it, but because it's like something that they want to do because they care about the business and like the recognition that they get as a result from it.
Yeah.
I've my obsession lately has been with watching like Twitch streamers like
Yeah.
highlights. That's like my guilty pleasure before bed is watching like a phase highlight reel.
Yeah.
And one of the things that like there was one about like how much the videographer is getting paid, and it was
Yeah.
like 20 or 30 bands, and people are like, for holding a camera, like I can't believe
Yeah.
that. But it's like when you think about it, like if it's his best interest to like create good content, he's going to try way harder to make good content because he wants to make more money, not just because it's his job. Like people have a lot of trouble understanding how aligned incentives mean that people make more money as a result.
Well, I just think that like many people are not business owners, and it just shows in the way that they think. They just think that like, the employees need to be paid more, this, and that. And like, yeah, I would love to pay employees more, but it has to make sense. And they don't have overhead, they don't have bills to pay. It's pretty insane. Like, people will complain about this, complain about that. And it's just like, well, once you're put in that position where you have to make those decisions and you need to pay the
Yeah.
bills, like I'm sure you would feel the same way. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that like what I like all those things together, the an entrepreneur gets paid well because of the like directly proportional to the amount of risk they take on from a leverage perspective, from a like business perspective, from like a paying for people's livelihood perspective. Like that is what we get paid to do. It's not to push a couple buttons around, but people think that that's not a valuable job in society.
yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, that's exactly how we characterized it. Like you don't have to put up any money. There's no leverage. There's nothing at risk. Why should you reap the same benefits?
They
So,
don't know
I don't,
how
I don't
hard our
know.
life is out here, taking on all this risk, taking all these comments. I got the world on my shoulders getting these
Yeah,
Instagram comments.
but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. No, I think there's one thing I would close out with is just that we talked about this, but I think it's important because like I don't know, some days I'll have like down days or like the stuff isn't hitting as much, but it's just like I think it's really important to have like the same self-belief that like the other people have in you. And I think that like being able to do that is like one of the most important things you can do for yourself. That's what I would say. It's so easy to get wrapped up in like the shit that people have to say, but I also think it's really important to like think about the people around you who are like encouraging you or how they think of you, and you should think of yourself in that same way. Otherwise, you're doing just like a disservice to yourself.
That's a great one. I think there's a tweet that I saved. I don't remember the exact quote, but it's essentially like the time when you're at the lowest is like when it's most hard to have that confidence and to have
Sure.
that like self belief, and it's also when it's most important for you to have that self belief. Like when it's at its when there's the most barrier for you to feel that way.
No, 100%. I agree. So.
All right, well, it's good speaking with you, man. This was awesome.